Minecraft. Do I even have to say why this game is among and probably the best game ever made, being insanely successful and iconic and fun to us all. Like many of you, I absolutely adore Minecraft, and I thought it would be fun to do an Iceberg, seeing all of its many secrets and strange-like things that we discussed at sleepovers and at lunch table conversations throughout the years. So without further delay, Minecraft Iceberg, everybody. Iceberg by Probot748 on Reddit. To start us off in the overworld, we have Herobrine. All of us know Herobrine, but if you somehow don't know Herobrine, Herobrine is a mysterious entity said to roam Minecraft's overworld, first seen by this image. The explanation for why the surrounding area is so foggy is because the taker of the photo said that his computer was older, so his retina distance was decreased substantially. Herobrine appears as a model of Steve with only the whites of his eyes. Disc 11. Disc 11 is the infamous shattered disc in Minecraft. In Minecraft, there are quite a few music discs playing separate tracks with nice music, but Disc 11 has a different story. Disc 11 plays ominous, terrifying, bone-chilling sounds and has been theorized to tell a story. Dinnerbone, Jeb, and Toast. In Minecraft, there are name tags that you can change and put on animals to name them, but there are Easter eggs with specific names being Dinnerbone, Jeb, and Toast. Dinnerbone turns the mob obscurely upside down. Jeb, when put on sheeps, makes the wool constantly change colors and the colors in between. And Toast is the lesser known one of the bunch, but when you name a rabbit Toast, it will get this unique skin. End credits. After you valiantly defeat the Ender Dragon, a form of credits will play, but it's more of a dialogue with a deeper meaning, most impactful after your Minecraft journey. Farlands. The Farlands is a terrain bug that appears upon the overflowing of a noise generator, most notably the low and high overflow of 12,558,121 blocks from the origin of Minecraft world. The Farlands have become one of Minecraft's most well-known glitches. This was only possible in earlier builds of Minecraft and was accessed by journeying very far off. Education Edition. Minecraft Education Edition is your typical hour of code build Minecraft to teach kids coding. Infiniminer. Infiniminer is an open-source multiplayer block-based sandbox building and digging game inspired by the games Infrarag and Team Fortress 2 and Motherlode, in which the player plays as a miner searching for materials by carving tunnels through procedurally generated block-based maps and building structures, which is autonomously similar to Minecraft and makes sense to be inspired from. Nether Portal and Tutorial Logo. In Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition's tutorial world, inside the giant Minecraft titles, there is a redstone door letting you inside the build, where there's a hidden Nether Portal. Second level down. Female Dragon. It is speculated that the Ender Dragon is female because we get the egg after we triumph against it. The egg spawns in but doesn't really get laid, so that's why it's all speculation. Void below the overworld. In some versions of Minecraft, most notably Pocket Editions in creative mode, you can break bedrock. There's a massive empty void beneath there, much like the end, but it isn't all purple and fuzzy, it's more cloud-like. Mince Raft. Mince Raft is a secret chance occurrence in the title screen. There is a low chance that the title of the game will say Mince Raft instead of Minecraft. Make sure to check anytime you load up Minecraft. Igloo Basement. In the igloos that spawn in tundra biomes, there's a secret basement beneath them if you mine the center block on the ground. Mob Lightning Conversion. Obscure and powerful things would happen if specific mobs are struck by lightning. For example, the creepers when struck will transform into supercharged creepers and able to do much bigger explosions with their charged up glow around them. And when pigs are struck, they will turn into zombie piglins. Nether Reactor. In early versions of Minecraft Pocket Edition, instead of having the Nether, there was a Nether Reactor when set up right would make a small portion of the Nether into the overworld in the form of a box of Netherack. Dimension Layers. It is said that below the overworld's unbreakable bedrock there is a Nether because it is the equivalent of hell, and that just makes sense to be the deepest below, as well as the Nether in the roof is bedrock as well. You can actually glitch above the Nether's bedrock layer into a bedrock wasteland, but with no overworld so that you could... Super Secret Settings. Super Secret Settings was a setting that was introduced and has been tested since the 1.72 update. In the options screen, there is a button labeled Super Secret Settings. When clicked, it will switch between different shader effects. Some shaders can be accessed by going to spectator mode and taking the viewpoint of a mob. Shaders can be disabled by either going in third person or by cycling through the super secret settings button until the game returns to normal. Testificates. In the title screen of Minecraft, there are these random yellow texts called splashes, and one of them says Testificates, and that is meant to be the villagers. Also, there is a villager news series by Element Animation. Creeper plants. There is a theory presented by the game theorist MatPat that creepers are actually plants. Killer rabbit. One of the rabbit variants has red eyes, which players interpret as being killer or hostile, but it can't even attack you. The most it can do is constantly jump off high points. Pack.png. For the default resource pack, its icon is actually a real world and people have found it. I'll show you the seed now, but it may only work on earlier builds of Minecraft, regardless. Swamp villages. In Minecraft there are swamp villages. They have wooden bridges to get around without getting wet. These didn't exist before, they were part of the newer updates. Notch drops apples. Players named Notch, who is the legendary creator of Minecraft, in past builds of Minecraft drop an apple when they die in addition to their inventory. Title screen world. Similar to the pack PNG, the title screen world that pans around is an actual Minecraft world as well, and here's the seed. Zombie villages. Zombie villagers, when attacked by zombies, will turn into zombie villagers. It is entirely possible for the entire village to be transformed into undead beasts, thus creating a zombie village. Raspberry Pi Edition. Minecraft Raspberry Pi Edition is a Minecraft edition similar to Pocket Edition for the Raspberry Pi. Nether portals were made for the Endermen. Endermen can be found in the Nether as well as the overworld and the End. They emit the same particle effects as the Nether portal itself. The portal is also purple, which is fitting for its obsidian frame. However, the dimension is hellish, so why isn't it red? The swirls of it also seem more End-like than Nether-like, making speculation that the Nether portals were made for the Endermen or by them. Nether Chicken jockey. In the Nether, there's an extremely low percent chance, a mere 5% spawn chance for a chicken jockey piglin to spawn. Chicken jockeys are mobs riding chickens. Zombified green piglin blood. The piglins, where their skeletons are exposed, there's a line of zombified like green blood. Notch Twitter comments. Notch has made quite a few Twitter comments, but I'm not sure which ones this Iceberg is referring to. Hermaphrodite mobs. Inbreeding Minecraft cows, you can get milk from both, indicating that they're both female, but they can still breed, making the undead giants. There were zombies in the game that were of massive proportions, but they didn't spawn normally. They aren't in the game anymore except for command blocks. No removed Herobrine in 1.16 changelog. In all or most changelogs, there was always an entry saying that removed Herobrine, but the changelogs as part of the Nether update, there was no Herobrine removed changelog. Mobs afraid of cats. You can tame cats from villages or ocelots, and creepers are afraid of them. Aquatic tutorial decayed ruins. On the Minecraft Xbox 360 edition aquatic update tutorial world at coordinates -7, 64, 378, you can find the underwater ruins of the previous tutorial world, which is super cool. Enderman backwards speech. It is already audible for the Endermen to be speaking English in their distorted language, further building on the Endermen were ancient builders theory, but you can also make audible language if you reverse their voice lines. MD3 Models. In very early builds of Minecraft, the player as well as other mobs were 3D models that look nothing like the player and mobs we know today. End dimension is an asteroid belt. There's a theory out there that the end dimension is an asteroid belt. The portal itself looks like space itself, and the end stone texture looks a lot like meteorites or moons with all of its craters, and we are in the middle of nowhere in an empty space with small, far-off star-like particles, as well as the end is broken up into pieces like an asteroid belt. We know space exists in Minecraft because we can say the day-night cycle and the stars we see at night. Missing no splash. The splash text are the yellow lines of text on the title screen in 1.8 beta pre-release. Never going to show up on the title screen. There's a splash text called Missing No, which is extremely likely a reference to the Pokemon Missing No. If you are interested in that Pokemon secret, subscribe because I'll be doing a Pokemon Iceberg as well in the near future. Fire Chainmail. The closest thing I could find to this is that you have fire resistance to fire when you wear chainmail, but not like the potions. Abandoned strongholds. I don't know why this one's on here. You literally have to go there to beat the game. Entity 303. Here's the story. Entity 303, nicknamed 303, is a creepypasta commonly said to be the new Herobrine. According to the pasta, a former Mojang employee was fired by Notch, the creator of Minecraft. Now he wants revenge on Mojang and Minecraft players alike. 303 is said to not just be the former employee, but the whole team of hackers going by usernames like 303mojang.com 303 and Entity 303. If you have any files in your computer that are also named anything with 303, then it could be 303 hackers. 303 can hack into players' worlds and corrupt them. 1 out of 40 players are affected by 303 and his team. Herobrine actually came to warn us about 303 by showing up what he would do. 303 plans to ruin Minecraft by the end of 2014 or 2015. Signs have been seen in the worlds hacked by 303 saying shop or help in Swedish. That means Herobrine needs our help to defeat 303. If he is not defeated soon, Minecraft will be in his control. The first 303 sighting happened on December 10th, 2013. The events of the encounter are not known. Except it's all fake. Endermen are corrupted humans. Yet another great theory presented by Matt Pat from Game Theorists. You should check out his video about those after this video, but I'll summarize. Essentially, there was an ancient race of builders that screwed up big time and needed a quick escape. To keep them safe, they made a deep underground stronghold, but it still wasn't completely safe, so they decided to dip out the end portal, but they didn't know there would be a one-way trip. They came ill-prepared and were stuck in the rule of the Ender Dragon. To survive, they ate the strange chorus fruits with its obscure teleportation properties. After much living in the end, they built cities with what they could, but eventually turned into Endermen because of their obscure effects of the end, as well as the teleportation properties of their diet. But that's just a summary, so check out Game Theory. PC Gamer Demo. The PC Gamer Demo is a demo version of Java Edition Beta 1.3 that was bundled with the June 2011 issue of PC Gamer Magazine American Edition issue 214. It provides 100 minutes of equal to 5 days of gameplay, which it tells the player to buy the game in order to continue playing on that current map. Nothing to solve. All I could find was thin Reddit quotes. I was messing around in the snapshot and went into Warp Llama. After digging down in the ground, I found rooms with llamas and fences. But after more digging, I found that each llama has a secret chest near it containing a book titled by the developer within the tagline Original. The book has a single page with the words Nothing to Solve at the top. This seems like it could possibly be a hint towards there be a secret puzzle or something like that to solve between the warps in the dimensions. Post-apocalyptic future. Each theorizes that Minecraft is post-apocalyptic future because you are the only of your kind. The biomes are too close together to be natural, and there are mobs and monsters roaming this overworld. Shadow seeds. The biome distribution of one of the worlds is identical to the biome distributor of another, whose seed can be found by subtracting the current seed from the constant. The terrain generates differently in both worlds. Disc 11 spectrogram. A spectrogram is an array of audio lines. In Disc 11's case, its spectrogram creates Steve, or possibly Herobrine's face, and the numbers 1241, which significance can be only speculated. Woodland Mansion cult. The Woodland Mansion Vindicators and Wizards Evokers are outcasts from villages for dark magic, so yes, they are a cult. I think it's actually canon in that regard. Brick pyramids. The brick pyramid is an old structure that appeared in in-depth versions of Minecraft at the beginning of 2010. They were first structures ever added in the game, along with starter cobblestone houses and obsidian crosses. They were completely solid and they had no interior rooms. Ruby Dung. Ruby Dung was an unreleased strategy game created by Notch before Minecraft, developed until February 2009. At the earliest, not much else is known about the game other than it was influenced by Dwarf Fortress, and that was cancelled in early development. Before it even released, Notch's next game would be Minecraft. Ravagers are mutated villagers. Yet again, another theory presented by MatPat, which is the theory that Ravagers are transformed villagers by the Woodland Mansion's wizards or evokers because of their sounds, eyebrows, and eye colors. Monoliths. Monoliths were glitched areas of terrain that happened in the late versions of if dev were patched out of the game with the Halloween update. These monoliths would cause the terrain to abruptly generate up to the height limit with natural grass block and ore generation. They could theoretically generate infinitely upward, being stopped only by the height limit, which at this point in the game's development was 128 blocks. The area below the monolith was completely hollow, except for water generating at sea level and a layer of bedrock at the bottom, making the normal terrain seem like inverse monoliths. It is possible to find small crevices in large monoliths where the terrain was generated. They tended to generate around flat-ish terrain. They were caused by an error in the Perlin Norse generator. Cave ambience crash sounds. It's theorized that the Minecraft cave ambience sounds that all of us are still familiar with us hunting our mining trips tell a story of a fatal minecart crash. Fartherlands. The Fartherlands is a variation of the Farlands that generates once a player reaches deep into the Farlands around the vicinity of 1,000,004,065,811 blocks. This area generates about 80 times farther away than the Farlands. SCP-4335. SCP is an anomalous entity residing within the extremely popular survival game map Minecraft. Created by Swedish video game designer Marcus Persson and later developed by Mojang AB, SCP-4335 has certain anomalous properties but otherwise behaves as an entity within the game. I think SCP stands for Secure, Control, and Protect. Guardians are mechanical. Based on another map-pat theory in the Minecraft mob bestiary, it is evident that the Guardians have mechanical traits, almost like an android. Incurable zombies. It is possible to cure a zombie villager, but it's not possible to cure regular zombies. Entity hanging. I can only find images of people hanging villagers from chains. However, this is not possible. They simply use the Dinnerbone name tag on the villagers to get the effect. Steve Villager hybrids. Steve Villager hybrids were mobs that remained in the game files of version 1.0 to 0 to 1.1. And its use is currently unknown, but I think for the best that we never see these things again. Giant fossils. There's a chance to spawn for giant fossils to possibly dinosaurs in caverns or deserts, but remotely anywhere. And now that I think on it, dinosaurs in Minecraft are interesting, but it doesn't fit. Rescue a ghast from the Nether. Rescue a ghast from the Nether, bring it safely to the overworld, kill it. The critical worlds here are rescue and home. This implies that a ghast is trapped in the Nether, and by bringing it home to the overworld, you return it to its natural home. Not only that, you are saving it from the Nether. Netherack is made of flesh. People used to think that Netherack looked very similar to skin and meat textures colors of the game. However, this theory was disproved as part of the Netherack changes update. They changed the Netherack texture. Dolphin animal cruelty. Developers have said that they're not adding a ride feature to dolphins because it makes it animal cruelty. They said we're not adding sharks, it's also animal cruelty. First of all, if someone kills a shark in Minecraft, that doesn't mean they'll try to do it the same in real life. This logic is incredibly flawed. I don't think I need to explain why. A 72 DaQa accounts. You can't have the same name and account in Minecraft, yet there are 72 accounts named DaQa. Steve is a god. This is speculated that since Steve is the only one to alter the world at his will, able to build, mine, craft, and carry up to three, whatever that number is, and that is without using shulker boxes. China appeasement. China, like many other countries, got its own edition. Now, I couldn't find the need for any appeasements other than how China's government is. Mineshafts ignore no ores. In abandoned mineshafts, there are loads of ores just ignored and not mined with no explanation. Pumpkins contain souls. I don't know if this references soul sand valleys or what, but I think it's because the pumpkins have faces and are able to transform snow into living things as well as iron golems. Emerald sickness. The emerald sickness is a theory that the illagers and pillagers came about by them becoming so greedy for emeralds that they'd rather kill one another, twisting the mind and the soul in the process. Air-OGG is a very high-pitched, obscure audio file that has scratched static sounds of part of Sweden music. These beeps and bops that sound like the emergency alert systems, I can only speculate that this may have been an audio file to test sounds and music in the game. Vexes are lost souls. Quote from the game theorists on Reddit. Vexes, as most people know, are strange creatures summoned by illagers, specifically the Evoker. But what are vexes? To answer this question, let's look at what various properties of a vex and compare them to our existing knowledge of souls in Minecraft. What do I mean by souls? My main theory here is that vexes are actually souls that were summoned by or controlled by evokers. But how would I know this? Let's look at the evidence. We already know that souls are actually a part of Minecraft universe. We came to the conclusion that the stray theory that the entities of souls within them have white, usually sometimes glowing eyes, have ethereal sound effects. So let's look back at what vexes look like, shall we? As we can see here, the vex does have white eyes. It even has a white mouth just like a wither, and just like the wither and the stray, it also produces various ethereal and ghostly sounds. But that isn't just like the wither and the stray. It has a blue color scheme, and now by itself doesn't have to mean everything, but quite the coincidence that both these soul-related mobs can take on a blue form. Even the souls in Minecraft dungeons have a white and blue color palette. And something else I noticed, this is not from a quote from game theorists, that their eyebrows are the same as the illagers, which is pretty close details. The wither is imperfect. I couldn't find a single thing on Crying Obsidian is alive. Still, I couldn't find a single thing on this one. Piglins used ruined portals to become zombified. I couldn't find anything on this other than a Reddit post by Ariel MJD. Quote, I recently had a thought. If a zombified piglin only comes into existence when a piglin goes into the overworld, how do zombified piglins exist in the nether? After all, zoglins work similarly. They can't spawn in the nether. My theory is long ago piglins built nether portals and adapted to life in the end. However, because they can't go back to the overworld or else they'd turn into zombies. The piglins didn't realize this right away, which is why zombie piglins were created. When they went back to the portals, the piglins realized they needed to destroy them so it wouldn't happen again. This is why ruined portals are in such a state of disrepair. Illagers created piglins. Nothing on this one, but they are created by going into the nether, getting struck by lightning, or pigs going back and forth, so no. I think this one's not true. Enchantment table is futuristic technology. I don't think this is true because of the portals and other presence of magic with the evokers and spawners. Pre-classic censored videos. Pre-classic is the name given to the prototype versions of Minecraft, what is now Java Edition, developed before Classic. It was the very first development phase of the game, lasting for less than a week. Very early development of Minecraft started around May 10th or May 11th, and ended on May 16th, 2009. The phase was originally named Cave Game until the game changed to Minecraft Order of the Stone, then finally came to Minecraft. Notch created a test for Cave Game on May 13th, 2009. Though it's blocked on most countries for no unknown reasons, the rest of the videos are on his channel. Knowledge seem to be censored too. Mob spawner lick placities. This is theorized that the spawners are respawning the killed mobs. Is a type of method of eternal life, rather than a constant spawner of new mobs, but rather the same ones. Steve is in a coma. One thing I found quite strange in Minecraft was all the cave sounds. They come out of nowhere. The sounds lead to no structures at all. They just pop out of nowhere. Steve could possibly have this some sort of flashback thingy. Remember the cave sound theory from a bit ago? Well, it's theorized that Steve was involved with that crash and that he's in a coma since it. And the cave sounds are his PTSD, which makes sense why do they only happen in caves. It triggers his memories. I mean, if you think about it, mobs, the nether, and the end, all of it is so surreal, and the theory is enhanced by the fact that Steve is all alone. Him against the world. RV data collection. RV Pre-1 is an April Fool's joke pre-released supposedly on the first and only pre-release for 1.RV, also known as the Trendy Update. Mojang released the hoax announcement of the update on its pre-release on March 31st, 2016. Ancient debris came from a nether reactor explosion. This references a theory that ancient debris was made as a result of a failed nether reactor and it exploded. Soul Sand Valley White Pumpkins. In the Soul Sand Valleys, which are rare as is, there's a chance for white pumpkins to generate growing on soul sand, further building upon the souls and pumpkins theory. Mojang made a home for Herobrine. There's apparently a secret seed or build that has Herobrine's house. Part of it is destroyed. Don't look at the moon. There is no don't look at the moon theory out there. But there is a theory that the moon is the end, building on the end is space theory. Every Minecraft bee is trans. This one is on the same note that Heteromorphite mobs, which we already covered. So that was Minecraft Iceberg, everybody. I dearly hope you enjoyed. But before you go, vote for what you the next iceberg to be. Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Pokemon, whatever you guys want. I'd be more than happy to do whatever you guys want. I'm just glad you watched. And remember, subscribe for free Pop-Tarts, and I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day, everybody.